Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Ask the Expert. Today is December the 9th, 2020. I'm telling you guys, 2021 will be here in just a minute. And I pray that each and every one of you are having a great day. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Ask the Expert. A few technical difficulties. We were getting a double play on YouTube. So we want to say thank you to all of our YouTube friends and family that are tuning in today. Thank you guys for being with us. Just to let you guys know a few housekeeping things, this meeting is being recorded and so that we can play it back on our website. So you do have time to invite all your friends and family, tell them to get over to YouTube and like and subscribe the AK Legacy Foundation channel, so that we can continue the work that we have begun in financial literacy as well as in business development. So before we start our show on today, I just want to bring your attention to the screen. I did put our website information there, aklegacy.org. There you can find more information about what it is that we do, who we serve, and how you can better assist us in furthering the work that we're doing. Now, one other thing that I want to mention, I'm going to give you guys more details throughout the show. For the month of December, we are doing replays. We're highlighting some of our, well, all the shows are my favorite. So I guess for what I could use for a better phrase is we're going to highlight some of our shows throughout 2020, just to kind of bring some things back to your remembrance, to refresh your memory. For those of who are tuning in for the first time or missed those episodes, this is an opportunity for you to get a snapshot of what we have been up to. Now, leading into 2021, we have some great, exciting things lined up. We will be launching our master classes. I know a lot of times our guest panelists come on and they don't have enough time to just really go through, just to really go through each thing, just really line by line. And so a lot of times the viewers be like, hey, I want more information about XYZ. Can you give me some more information? That was really, really great. So what we decided to do is to bring some of those panelists back and introduce some new ones. And they're going to come on and do what's called master classes. Now, there's going to be a different process for registration for that. And we'll get into all that before the month ends. The master classes will start in January. But Ask the Experts is still going strong. So we thank the Lord for the opportunity to still be on the air. And we will continue to broadcast every Wednesdays, 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. And we got some great shows lined up for January. January is going to be all about mindset. Everything from start to finish, we're going to be talking about mindset in your personal life, your business, your diet, just some great tips on how to reestablish your brand. We know that in 2020, we all had some challenges. And so we just kind of had to rebrand or rethink, be innovative. And so with that, we're going to deal with mindset the entire month of January. We're going to talk about tax tips. We're just going to go, hey, what should our thinking be when filing our taxes this year? What are some of the questions we should ask? I tell people all the time, I said, well, you got to know what questions to ask to get the answers that you need. So a lot of times people say, well, if I knew what questions to ask, so we're going to talk about questions in January, everything that's going to be centered around mindset. So I'm asking that you share, like, subscribe so that you can stay informed. And so let's get started. So for the month of December, like I said, we're going to be doing all replays. And so what I'm going to do today, I'm going to give you snippets of 3 of our shows. And so let's get right into it. All right, let me do a thing or two. Guys, just bear with me. All righty. I am going to, we're going to highlight our first video. All right. And let's see which one we're going to do first. We have several good ones. So it was like really hard, like who's gonna go first? What am I gonna do? So what I wanna, before I get to mine, I wanna bring back on the show that we had with Mr. Orhan. This was back in July of this year. And so he gave us some great business tips. And so Mr. Orhan is gonna be doing one of our master classes coming up in January, February. So you definitely want to be in tune of when that will take place. So I'm going to play a little bit of his, and then I'll be back with you guys with some announcement. And we may even have some door prizes in store for today. So if I were you, I'd stick around. We got some great things that we're going to do today. And so once again, hi to all of our viewers. Make sure you comment, put some questions in there. You know, if you just want to ask a question, or if you just want to give a comment, please do so.
It very much. I'm so thankful for us having met through the Urban League and through the peer-to-peer roundtable, and that expanded my friendship and connection so much with so many great people. And so I'm just thankful for that, and I'm thankful that you're doing this as a resource for individuals to be able to connect with individuals. Expert, I'll go with the loose word of that, but it's fine. But yes, able to connect people in your audience and in your sphere of influence with other people to learn things. And then that's a wonderful thing. And so I'm so thankful to be a part of that. And so, that's, it's interesting. What we're going to talk about a little bit today is what's going on. So as you were talking, I got a push notification from NPR saying that the US now reports more than 3 million coronavirus cases. That was a matter of minutes ago that came out. And so that's what we're here talking about. Today, we see the data, we see the numbers as they continue to increase in our communities and our states and in our country. And for us as business owners, how do we manage that? What we've been asked, what has been asked of us to do has been monumental in pivoting and working from home. And my utmost respect for parents that have had to figure out how to bring their children into homes and still work and manage all of that. And now, I was talking to a good friend of mine that's an educator. Next year, they're looking at not doing schools in East Baton Rouge Parish. So that's another full year that now parents are going to have to figure out how to make this work. And so, it's amazing. It's I can't even imagine the stress levels that has caused, on top of some of the good stuff. So specifically today, I do want to talk about, marketing, things that we can do, and marketing for businesses today, right? And so I'm going to kind of go through this pretty quickly. It's 10 things that I kind of came up with that we can do. As I mentioned to you, Candy, I'll make these PDF available for you that you can send out to those that register, to anybody that contacts you. And so that way you can just kind of sit back and think about it and just kind of absorb it and not worry about the notes, et cetera, because I'll be able to get those. Can you see my screen, Candy?
Let's see, not as of yet. Let me see. Let me stop sharing my screen, and that'll make it easier. Yeah, now I can. Great.
You can see the Designs Interactive logo and everything. All right.
Yes.
All right. We have enough of me. My big mug shot. Let's see. So what we can do? So 10 things. All right. So we're going to talk about 10 things that we can do. Number one, honestly, as I was kind of thinking about this, safety. I think the most important thing to communicate with our audience and with our customers and potential customers is that we recognize that safety is the number one priority. People have different opinions about COVID-19. I understand that. No matter what the personal opinion is about it, I still ultimately believe that sending a message of safety is the most important thing. So when I do that, I'm talking about that through your communications and letting people know that safety is the number one priority for you, for your staff, for your customers, et cetera, and how you're going to be able to manage that and let them know. So if you're a retail environment, signs, posters, we understand the safe distancing, we've kind of got all that, but just make sure, as I've gone into retail establishments over the last couple of weeks, I got to say, I'm so much more at ease with the ones that have so much signage everywhere. It's letting me know, it gives me a sense of security that they're really looking out for things. One of the greatest experiences I've had COVID-19 was going to Trader Joe's. I'd never experienced such attentiveness, attention to detail, attention to cleanliness, attention to safe distancing, etc. And so that was kind of really an inspiration for me to be able to message that with my clients and stuff. So how do we let them know? We do signs and posters if you're a physical location, update web pages, sending out email blasts, social media, consistently messaging that, hey, safety is number one priority for our staff, for you, for other people. Yes, so that, I think that's the most important thing out of all this is if you're going to be messaging, let them know that you understand safety and it's important to you. So one thing we know is that more people are online now more than ever. We have more of an audience online. So let's utilize that. Let's leverage that ability to be seen more in front of people, that more people are on social media, more people are on their computers, obviously using Zoom. They're using that. We're using that right now. So take advantage of that, leverage that, and knowing that people are online. And saying that, one of the things that I always really like to push is content has always been important, especially in the digital sphere, website, email, social media. Content's always been important, but I think it's more important now than ever. 4 things, actually, there's a 5th one that I've come to add that I need to update this slide with, is anytime I'm thinking about content. And so by content, what I define that as is whether it's a blog article, a social media post, a graphic, a video, any of that stuff that would be put on a website or social media or in an email, that's content. So I look at 4 things, and actually 5 that I value, I weigh it against. So is the content valuable? Is it informative? Is it positive? Is it relevant? And number 5, I add to that now, is it accurate? If you can come in on one of those 5 tiers with your content, then you can trust that it will be received well. And what I mean by positive, I like to explain that one a little bit more. I don't mean positive as in living in a fantasy world. Positive in that it is uplifting or inspiring, acknowledging where we are, acknowledging that we are in a pandemic, continue now, acknowledging that we are in a social and racial justice upheaval in this country. All of those things, we can acknowledge those and then create content that lifts up, raises questions, inspires. So that's what I mean by positive content there. So yes, take advantage of the fact that we have all of this online ability now. Another thing you can do is conduct like a mini content audit. In other words, since you have a little bit of time, hopefully, take a look and sit back and read your website again. Read how your emails are messaged, what wording, what phrasing are used, what blog posts are you doing, how do your presentations read, what videos are you doing, what infographics may you have created. So basically, you're just kind of maybe doing like a SWOT analysis or just a study of, okay, here's I haven't looked at my website in a while. Let me go look and see what it says, and just observe that. And what you're wanting to do is you're really wanting to create a consistency across all these platforms. That's branding. Branding is consistent messaging. And so you want to make sure that you're using the same words, that the words that are relevant to you or your business or your company, and it threads through all the different things that you're doing so that you begin or continue to present a consistent brand identity for you and your business. And so that would be something that can be done now. And then after you've done kind of the audit per se, then begin maybe looking at what needs to be updated on the website. When's the last time you changed the homepage text? When's the last time you changed photographs, your sliders, your headers, all of those things? I always recommend to always test your website on different mobile devices. There's constant updates that happen on the back end of browsers as well as websites that can cause things to break on a mobile device. So every now and then pick up your phone and browse your website on the phone, making sure that the call to actions are where they need to be. The most important relevant things are there on the mobile device. The pictures are lining up and resizing, because sometimes you may miss those. And then therefore, people are seeing things that aren't working on your website. Look at other digital options. So, right now with, limited access to public, think about the ways that your customers can reach out to you digitally? Are there additional online forms that you can create that can help your customers? Additional call to actions on the website? Can you add an online chat feature? Is there mobile text options? Can you find a third-party software to do mobile text push notifications? Is there online payment or e-commerce options that you can begin allowing people to buy from you if you're in that type of environment? Is there free shipping, free delivery that you can offer, free pickup, all of those things, just to begin to look at how other companies are making their services accessible in this time so that people can do business with you online. LED has announced a small business program to help businesses start up with e-commerce websites. If you go, I think it's lasmallbiz.com, you can look it up online. But basically, the state of Louisiana, as an initiative, has partnered with Shopify, I think it's Shopify, to be able to offer e-commerce websites to businesses. I'm actually doing a training next week for that, on how to use the platform for small businesses. So if you don't have a website, or if you don't have a e-commerce website, they're making it available because they want to increase the economy. They want to increase business in the state, recognizing what's happening. So that could be something that could be looked at as well. Number 5, keep calm and optimize on. And what I mean by that is, so search, right? Search terms. Everybody uses Google for search. And so look at what keywords are on your page. And what I mean by keyword density is whatever your top 3 to 5 phrases that you feel that people use to find you, make sure that you have a good representation of them on the website. One way to increase those is to write blog content that uses those keywords, but that is still informative, useful, relevant, accurate, and positive. And so what happens is every time you make a blog post on your website, it adds more words to the website. Well, Google doesn't really care what your website looks like. Google just simply indexes the words that it finds on the back end code. So the more times you have words that are relevant to you and your company, the more likely you're to appear in their organic rankings higher than, say, a competitor that's not making blog entries. It's one of the big things that I push for blog entries, is not only for your users, but for Google indexing. You can also look at alt text. And so if you're familiar with how websites work, or if you use a WordPress or something like that, alt text is what the wording that you can put that labels a picture, because again, Google can't read a picture, but it reads the text. Another important part of alt text is that people with disabilities, whether they're hearing or visual or physical limitations, they have software and programs that they use to help them interpret websites. But one of the ways they're able to do that more successfully and more enriched experiences is when people name their photographs on a website. So for example, if this was a photo on my website, my alt text would be slide talking about updating website with keyword rich content. So the individual with the physical limitation or the visual limitation will actually be able to hear that or read that and understand what's happening on your website. So that's an important part too. So again, talking about the 5 points of the content. So now I'm going to get down into a little bit more particular things that can be done for, interesting, fun, informative. And it's exactly what, Candy, that you're doing here. You're interviewing people. You're bringing me on as someone to talk about this. And so anybody can do that. We have the tools nowadays with YouTube and Zoom, et cetera. So do interviews of your employees, do interviews with your customers, talking about, what their experience is going on, how they're doing, bringing experts on to your sphere of influence. I like using that phrase, sphere of influence. We all have that. We have a network of people that pay attention to us, that value what we put. Let's bring enriching, helpful, informative things to them, especially during times like this. You can talk about personal experience. You can talk about testimonials. You can use Zoom, Google Hang. I mean, it's endless what you can do with the software, so you can do those types of interviews. So again, doing interviews with individual, then you're able to save those, record those, post them on your YouTube, Facebook, et cetera. So you're creating valuable content. Plan webinars, another thing. I've seen a lot more webinars in the last month of just so many people doing things. in their field. They answer questions that are facing their customers. They do things like this where they do a Q&A. They definitely putting together some helpful and useful information, and definitely make it about the customer. More than ever, we want it to make it about them. You know, what are their pain points? What are they experiencing right now that you can help in your area of expertise or the line of work that you do, that can help them? And so really focus on what that can be, and make it valuable. Make videos, obviously, you know, that's another thing, but that's what we're doing right now. Candy's doing a video. I know you got 3 of them already. It's content that can be used later. How-to videos, instructional videos, training videos, sales, excuse me, thank you videos. I mean, the list of topics are unlimited is what you can do. And I mean, we all know people love watching videos. I mean, they sit on their phones watching, you know, hours and hours of video content. So make sure that you're putting your business and your face in that pool of content there. And by recording videos and saving them on your YouTube page and then cross-promoting them across social media. Online reviews. Take some time and do a Google search for your business, not necessarily the .com, but type your name or type your business name in Google and look at what comes up. Because we have a lot of review sites out there that we know about, Yelp and Home Advisor and, you know, this, that, and the other, Google reviews. But there's a lot of those softwares that self-populate. They create their own accounts based on the information that's available online about you and your business. So the best thing to do is just Google that, literally Google that. And first of all, find out where they are and then update those accounts. So if you have a Google business listing that you haven't claimed, you can click on that. There's a process you go through, and then that will give you access to your Google business account. Same with a Yelp account. So you really want to make sure and understand what softwares are out there that have reviews that you do. And then number 2, begin to push reviews. So once you know which ones you have, so if it's Facebook, Google, and Yelp, then you can really push customers and clients to leave reviews for you. I have a friend of mine, he does some amazing tile work. And of course, when the pandemic hit, all the work stopped, right? Because he was going into homes. And instead of panicking, I watched him do a ridiculous amount of review pushes, like ridiculous. Like I think he didn't even sleep, like 2 o'clock in the morning pushing reviews. But he's got wonderful amount of business now. And I talked to him about it, and I told him how brilliant it was that what he did was, you know, instead of panicking, he really started to push video content, review content, asking people for reviews, and just pushing out all this wonderful information that has paid off for him in amazing ways. So again, it's something I saw happen, and it was amazing. So that. And then last but not least, during this time, is look at the data. And what I mean by data is, you know, on your website, hopefully you have Google Analytics installed, it's free. If you're using a MailChimp or a Constant Contact, you have insights. You have the analytics that every time you send an email. Facebook has insights, Instagram has it. This is the time to look at that data, because what you're looking for by being able to look across those couple there, you're going to notice, if you frequently do that weekly or monthly, you're going to notice trends that are behavior patterns for your customers, and then you're going to understand things that they're doing that they're doing, and they're looking at what pages they are on your website, what posts are they liking more, what posts are they sharing more, what posts are getting more reaction, what emails, subject lines are working. So again, it's just the power of data that we can use to leverage our messaging more, leverage the success of our business, and understand what people are consuming, et cetera. And then last not least is, you know, stay focused. I mean, it's uncertain. We don't know what's happening. We still don't know what's happening. I mean, we're just trying to figure this out daily, both personally and professionally. So, you know, stay positive. You know, one of the things that
All righty, all righty. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take a break from that for just a second so that we can transition into our next replay. That was Mr. Orhan McMillan. He is one of the founders of Designer Interactive, a marketing company. So if you need assistance with your marketing, reach out to him, reach out to their company. And you can find more information and you can find their contact information on our Ask the Experts tab on our website. So remember that website we shared earlier, www.aklegacyfoundation.org. I will make sure that before the webcast is over, you all have our website information. Like and subscribe to our YouTube channel so that you can get the videos as they come out, the live webcast. Don't forget, if you're this time of the day, if you're kind of busy and you can't watch the whole episode, you can always go back and do the replay. So the replays are available for you guys. Really quick, I know earlier we mentioned our master classes that are coming up. So I want to make sure that you all have the information about our master classes. It will be a effort to bring information for our foundation. So I'm asking that everyone please kind of stay up on that. Stay connected with us so that you can get more information. So let me go ahead and start our next video. Coming on behalf of the Martin. All right, so let's go ahead and get that started. What I want to talk to you all about today is time management. And as you all know, I always say you cannot manage time, but you can manage the time that you have been allotted. So what I mean by that is you can't actually put a lasso around time and stop it and pause it and make it do what you want it to do. But what you can do is take control of the time that you have set aside in each day to do a certain thing. And so what I'm going to do today, I had a lot of times people tell you what you need to do, but they never tell you how to do it. So on today, I'm going to give you 8 tips on how to manage your time. It's called the 8 tips to master time management. And so I am excited about it, and let's just get started. All right, guys. So let's just dive right in and let's begin. 8 tips to master time management. Once again, I am Candy Martin with Martin Business Solutions. So our first tip of the day is to learn how to say no. Just say no. And I know a lot of times when we hear just say no, we think about saying no to drugs. But let's also notice that a drug can be saying yes to everything. Yes, 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 because we want to make sure that people approve of us, that we don't offend anyone, or that we show that we care, or that we want to make sure that we show up at everything. We want to be known as dependable, and so forth and so on. So sometimes that can become sort of like drug-like behavior. And what that calls us to be is tired, strung out, and just no good for nothing. And so I want you all to learn how to just say no. And if you're not confident as of yet to say no, I have a few tips on what you can say instead. You can say things like, let me check my calendar. Let me get back to you. I want to make sure that I am available. Or you could say, no, it doesn't fit into my schedule. It's something that I don't, and be honest. If it's something that you don't have a skill set for, or it's not your area of expertise, you could say, well, that is not my area of expertise. Let me see if I can recommend someone who would better benefit you. So don't lie. Either you're going to say yes or no, but you can say no in a different matters of different ways. And so that if you want to make sure that you're being sensitive and that you're being conscious of how the other person may receive it, but you got to remember, you do have the right to say no to something. You don't have to say yes to everything. All right. Tip number 2, sync your calendar. And they're not in any certain order of importance. These are just the way that I designed the slide. But you want to make sure that you sync your calendar. So if you have a Google Calendar for your personal things, then you have an app where you put all your business appointments. And you may even have a notebook that you jot down your appointments, or if you have a printed calendar. You want to be able to make sure that when you make one appointment here for 3 o'clock, you want to make sure that it's synchronized with the other calendars that you have. And so what I tell a lot of people lots of times is to get yourself a digital calendar that will synchronize all of your calendars at one time. So if you take in and you make a doctor's appointment, you want it to be able to sync automatically to your other calendar, so you don't double book or that you're not so close together. If one appointment is on the east side of town and it ends at 3:30, you don't want to be committed to something on the west side of town at 4 o'clock. You want to allow yourself drive time. You want to allow yourself time to get situated to regroup. Even in the virtual world, a lot of times people say, well, you can just hop off and hop on here, sometimes it doesn't work like that. You need a buffer in between. What happens if your Wi-Fi signal go out and you got to reboot your computer? Or if your computer start doing an update, or your phone, you already know how that works. So allow yourself some buffers in between meetings, synchronize your calendars. All right. The next tip that this is one of my favorites. And right now we're in a 90-day strategy session right now where we're refinding the plan. So you have to plan. And so these are tips that I'm going to give you. Actually going to give you 4 in here inside of this one tip. So I hope you guys are taking notes. All right, so you want to make a daily plan. So at the end of every day, this is my suggestion. This is what I do. This is what I believe works. So at the end of the day, you make a schedule of everything you have to do tomorrow, okay? Now, I know some of you say, yeah, but my yesterday is on my today, and my today has to go on tomorrow, and it just kind of rolls. Hey, we got to start somewhere. So every night, you want to make a schedule of what you have to do tomorrow. There's several reasons why you want to do that. You want to do that so that you don't get distracted, so that you don't forget something, or if you need to roll something over that didn't get accomplished in today, you want to be able to make sure you roll it over for tomorrow, and it needs to be top priority because it was already something you were supposed to have done. So you didn't get a chance to finish it, put it at the top of the list for tomorrow. Unless something on the list has to be done by a certain time, of course you would have to put that in order according to time. But if you're not boxed into time, you can just put things in the order that you receive. Okay, all right. Then at the end of the week, pick your day. I do Sunday. You may want to do Friday or Saturday. Pick your day, whatever the end of the week, pick the next day, your starting day. So on Sunday evenings, I take and make the schedule for the week. And what they generally look like are it's the last rolling item that rolled over. And I start there and I say, okay, these are the things that I absolutely must do this week. All right. And then at the end of every week, you revise, you revisit, you make sure, you check your daily calendar, and you just revise it. And another thing that planning does, it keeps you focused and it keeps you from taking on more, because if your calendar is full, where are you going to put it? But you don't know if your calendar is full because you don't have a plan. So make sure you have a written plan so that you can also keep up with, if you have the capacity to take on something else. Now, if you have the luxury of delegating things to a secretary or an assistant, what you do when you take an item off, you can task that out to someone else. That'll allow you time to do something else, to accept something else. But if you haven't taken something off and your calendar is full, where are you going to put it? Okay? Kind of common sense, but we just want to make sure that it makes sense. Okay? All right. So our next step would be a monthly calendar. Well, so this is what that would look like. We're in, so let's just say we're in the month of May. Okay. Well, for June, in June you have Father's Day. So you want to put on your calendar Father's Day, and I want to do a Father's Day promotion 2 weeks leading up. So you want to put that in there. So you already know that's a given. So when you get ready to make your daily calendar, your weekly calendar, you already have it blocked off on your monthly calendar that, hey, whenever you're making your schedule for June, don't forget, you have to include your marketing plan for Father's Day sale, okay? So another example of that would be if the Christmas holiday, well, on December 25th on your monthly calendar, you would put Christmas. And then you would back it out and you would say 2 weeks prior, I want to give a 50% off sale. And so when you're making your daily and your weekly schedule, you won't forget to include that because you have already put that in your calendar, okay? And a monthly calendar also gives you opportunities of knowing what you need to order. So if we're in November, I know I need to make sure that I have something for Christmas. I'm going to decorate my background, if I'm going to decorate my house, whatever it is that you're going to do for the following month, you would need to have your calendar in front of you so that you'll know, hey, I need to be prepared because for the month of December, we're doing a Christmas blitz. All right. Annual calendar. So many reasons why you would want an annual calendar. If we were talking about bookkeeping, this would definitely be at the top of the list because we do annual budgets and things like that. But in the terms of scheduling, you want an annual calendar so you'll know what you're doing when. You want to plan an event a year out. If you want to see what week we're going to go on family vacation, don't forget business owners. I know you guys don't like taking vacations because you're scared you're going to miss something, but you got to schedule that vacation. So put the vacation on the calendar before you start doing anything else. So when someone offers you an opportunity that may be a good opportunity, it may even be a great opportunity. You have already committed to something during that same time block. And you have to say what? We got to learn to say no. All right. So an annual calendar gives you a vision for the following year. It gives you a goal to reach toward. It puts you in perspective of the things you need to do to lead up to that. If you know in 12 months we're going to have a conference, this will give you a way to plan month by month leading up to it because you know when it is and you have time blocked out for it, and then you can start preparing. And when you prepare ahead of time, you have the tendency to save money, save time, and like I always like to say, save lives. Trust me, it gets that serious without a planner. All right? Adjust the change. That is our next tip we're going to talk about. You have to learn how to adjust the change because even though you make this awesome planner, this awesome schedule, life has a tendency of happening. So you have to be able to say, hey, look, I made this plan and these were the things that I said that I was going to do, but something came up that altered your plan. So you have to have the capability and the understanding to adjust. So there are going to be some things that you can take off the calendar. There are going to be some things that are absolute must that just can't move. You're just going to have to buckle down and make happen. But if life happens, you have no choice but to adjust. Life will adjust, but will you? Okay. Enjoy the journey. Oh my, I just, you have to. You made this wonderful, wonderful schedule. Life happened, things change. You thought you would be done with this project by now, but you're in the second month of it, and you're like, hey, you're stressing out because you missed the deadline. Take a deep breath, calm, and let's enjoy where we are. Reflect back over. Take a look at, hey, what did I learn? What did I learn? What not to do? That is learning. Those are life lessons. But you have to enjoy the journey along the way, no matter what it is that you're doing, because the clock is ticking. If you see some of the examples here, you're born, you develop, you grow, you reset, and you soar. So this is the cycle of life is what I call it. This is something that I created here at Martin Business Solutions. So this is something that I believe we just have to face, A lot of times, unless it's in front of us. So imagine that this is a clock. And you know that at a certain time, my time's up. Don't be so stressed of trying to do everything to beat the clock till you forget to enjoy where you really are. And so that is a piece of advice I have to give all entrepreneurs, small business owners. You guys are like the best at what you do, but don't forget to enjoy life along the way. Develop, you grow, you reset, and you soar. So make sure that while you're in the process of getting things done, that you enjoy what you have already done. All right? Accountability. Get yourself an accountability partner. Now, this is going to be a little curveball. Accountability partner doesn't have to be an actual human. No, you can't use your dog, but maybe not. But let me explain to you what I mean about get yourself an accountability partner. That could look like a mobile app. It can just be a consistent reflection to your planner. It could be a tape recorded message that you play every day. Accountability partner could be sticky notes that you put on your mirror, the night before you put this sticky note. Hey, did you read XYZ before you went to bed last night? You're like, oh, I didn't read it. So an accountability partner could actually be a human, preferably, or if your human accountability partner is an accountability partner, at some point, y'all need to put something else in place. All right. So who's going to remind you to remind you? All right. Get an app that has, and everybody's phone has it. I mean, come on. You have a cell phone, you have an accountability partner. Put the reminders in there. You say, hey, I need this task done Wednesday by 5. Set a reminder to remind me every day at 5 o'clock. So I know, okay, I have 3 more days, I gotta have it done. 2 more days, I gotta have it done. Oh my, I gotta have it done by tomorrow. You can have your own accountability partner, or you can actually get an actual partner. Whichever works for you, just whatever's gonna be consistent, or you can do both. No harm in doing both. And one other thing about an accountability partner, it should be a reflection of what you said you wanted to do. All right. Evaluate before you accept them. So this kind of goes back to just say no. Evaluate before you accept another job, another speaking engagement, another task, another business venture, another appointment, another dinner date, whatever the case may be. Does it fit into my plan? When I get ready to put this in on my calendar, does it line up with where I'm going? Does it line up with what I want to do? Is it just in my plan and my purpose? So you want to see about that. All right, entrepreneurs, clock in. This is one of my greatest tips on mastering time management. As entrepreneurs, as business owners, away from the corporate clock, away from the 9 to 5, punch the clock, punch in, punch out, lunch break, 15-minute clock in, clock out. So when we get that time freedom where we can wake up when we want to, go on vacation when we want to, and we're just free, we forget to clock in sometimes. So yes, even as entrepreneurs, you have to clock in. Clocking in means that I'm devoting 4 hours to my business today from 9 to 1. That means you have to sit at your desk, if it's a desk, if it's an office environment, and I have to do the work. I'm going to check my email every morning between 8 and 9. So from 8 to 9, I'm doing nothing but checking my email. And so we get into the habit of, oh, I'm doing this. Okay, now I'm going to go do this. We have no structured time. If we were in corporate America clocking in, and they say we had to sit at this desk from 9 to 12, clock out and take an hour lunch break, come back at precisely 1 o'clock and work till 5. That would be us clocking in, and we would be dedicated to that position during those times, doing a great job. We need to have the same attitude when it comes to our businesses. So that's what I have for you guys today. I'm Candy Martin, your financial strategist. You can find out more about some of our masterclasses. All right. So that was that was for one of my segments that I do with my clients. So if you want the full length of that video, if you want to watch the replay, simply go to our YouTube channel. It's posted there, and it will be posted later on our martinbusinesssolution.com website. I ask everyone to go and visit the website. We will be putting some new events throughout this month, but there are some posted there now. And so, like I said, we're going to be doing those master classes coming up pretty soon. And the master classes will be in conjunction with the AK Legacy Foundation, as well as Martin Business Solution. And I have some friends around the nation that have been so kind and so gracious to work with me and my organization. And so I'm going to prepare to pull up our next slide our next video that we're going to watch. And this is a replay from, we had Miss Natasha Ferguson on a while back, and she came on and she did a coffee and conversation with me, y'all. It was so much fun. So I'm just going to play a little snippet of that, maybe about 5 or 6 minutes of it, and just so that we can just kind of get a little information that she shared with us. All right, so I appreciate you all being so patient with me. Like I said, mark your calendars. Make sure every Wednesday, 11 a.m. Central, that you're tuning in. Like, subscribe, share. Let others know what we got going. Any topics, any business topic that you would like to see featured here on Ask the Expert, let us know. We definitely want to make sure that we're giving you the information that you are in search of. And if you would like to become one of our panelists who wants to come on, you have a video tip that you would like to share with us. If you would like to be on live, or if you would prefer a replay, just let me know. And we'll get started with our next session right about now. So let me share the screen. Hang on a second.
And I tell people, don't look at it as criticism. It's feedback that you're going to use. And you have a choice, right? You don't have to always agree with it to the point that it permeates to your system and it prevents you from being able to go forward. You know, that's what happens, is how we receive it. The person may have told it to us and they gave it to us the way that they saw it. Sometimes it's not pretty, so I'm not going to put a dress on it to let you know that you are, deficient in these areas. I got to tell you the way that it is. However, it's for you to be able to say, okay, was there any truth in that? Let me take that in. She observed it. I thought that it went this way. She's telling me that it went that way. What is it that I am able to do? Now, a person may add, in addition to their feedback, their personal opinion. Now, that's up to you. That's an adjustment for you to make, and an agreement for you to say, okay, well, I'm going to agree with all that and make it now it's my personal opinion, or I'm just going to allow it myself to be able to take things that are applicable, apply them, change, and see some changes and some results, or I'm going to sit here and just say, well, I don't want to hear nothing she has to say because she can't. Because that's the attitude that we take, right?
Right. I don't know who she's talking to.
I don't know who she's talking to. I know how to do this. I've been doing this for 15 years. Well, you've been doing it 15 years around.
Right.
And that is why you are still in the same place.
That is so true. And I know there are a lot of pastors out here and that can appreciate what you just said. They're taking that and say, we're going to apply that to ministry. And that is so true. And I know total sidebar, but that is even in ministry where we just feel like everything is just, on a bed of flowers, and it's however the Lord lead us, and that's it, and there's no room for improvement or correction. And that is not the case. That is not the case in the workplace, and it's not the case in your business. Even if you're the sole owner, the only employee, you need to have someone doing a reflection, watching and coming back and giving you some feedback, just so that you can have an extra set of eyes. It's better. A team is always better because someone can be objective to pull out something that you may overlook. You may have another skill set, another talent. There may be something that you can help somebody else with, and you may not see it because you're so focused on what's on your goal list. But if you can have that feedback, and I like the way you substitute the word criticism with feedback, because it does take the sting out of it. It does mean the same thing, right. But we have just taken the word criticism and just made it this ugly word. And to say the word feedback is more so of an observation. Look, I'm observing what you're doing. This is what I think you can improve, or this is what it's not like. And like I said, then it's your choice to accept and grow and learn and change. And it was so very key what you said about people been on the job 15 years. A lot of times seniority is like a seal of approval for some people.
Yeah.
And so, like I said, they get stuck in that, and it's just like, hey, I've been here so long, and they become territorial. And so I know in your career coaching, how do you, and this was probably a question we would have talked about later, but that's okay. So how do you help coach those, or what advice you give those that they're in a place where they want to excel, but it's marked off as territory by somebody who has been there 15, 20 years? What advice do you give them to break through that?
So it really comes down to being realistic, right? So there are some organizations where the structure is set up so that there is no opportunity. And you have to be realistic with that. But the only way, again, for you to be realistic with that is for you to honestly take an assessment of where you are, what your strong suits are, what your skill set is, what you have accomplished, what you've done, where you are. So now I know what I have, what I've done, what I can do. And then I say, okay, this is where I am. This is where I want to go. What are the things that I need to do in order to get there? Is there any gap? You know, this person has this role, they're in it, I really want to be in it. Are they going to ever move out of this space, or is there an opportunity for me to get there? And if there are things I need to do, let me write those down. Let me figure out, is there a certification I need to have? Is there a mentor that I need to get? And then you may find out that there is a similar role in another department. It doesn't look exactly like yours, but it may give you the same responsibility, the same opportunity for growth. It may even change the trajectory of your career altogether. And then you should have a relationship with the person above you, your supervisor, manager, the team leader of your group, that you can go to and say, well, look, this is my goal and my plan. And again, that's where planning comes from.
There go that word again.
Can't have a sound conversation if I cannot articulate what it is that I want to do, and not just because I deserve it, not because I've been here 9 years and I should.
So in other words, we can't just go popping off like, you know,
right.
Hey, you know, like when you gonna give me a raise? When you,
right.
you know. So
I need for you to tell me why I should give you a raise. You should be able to articulate to me the value that you have been bringing and the reason why you should be in that role. And if you are unable to do that, then just because you've been there the number of years, you're not automatically. This is not, you know, some family where we're just passing down. You know, I'm the king, and then the next child in line is king, and you go. But this is not what we do.
So there we go again with that mindset. I hear mindset in there that now I can't be lazy and just come to work every day, clock in, clock out. And now that I've been here 5 years, I'm supposed to automatically have the carpet rolled out for me. So it sounds as if there needs to be some planning. There needs to be some strategy sessions going on. If you're serious, invest in yourself a coach. I refer to Natasha, of course.
Absolutely.
For the choice. So you want to, you know, if you want to, you got to really invest in it. This is not going to be handed to you. And I just ring along to all of my entrepreneurs. This same concept applies. You know, if you're a vendor, you know, and you want to work for us a particular event, they don't never patronize my business. They don't never shop with me. They don't never. Okay, so what value are you providing? What? How is your sales pitch? You know, what are you showing them? Do you have any samples? You know, what are your testimonies from your clients? Do you have your Google review? How is your website? You know, have you put the work in? And instead of waiting for it to just fall on us, you know, or because I've been in business 20 years and then you just automatically, customers should just be busting down my door. No, there is some work and some planning that needs to go into that. And I hear that. And so, like I was saying earlier, I know a lot of the pastors would appreciate some of the stuff we're saying about, making sure that you are taking constructive criticism or feedback. So I want to bring you guys up. We're going to take like a little quick
all right, guys, we are going to take a break from here.
Life. It's a virtual
so
conference.
I'm going to
pause
that one. All right. And so I want to thank you guys for tuning in today. Don't go anywhere. I'm going to give a few announcements and then that will conclude our replays for today. So what I want to talk to you guys about really quick, make sure that I got my screen share up here and that we're sharing the right screen. Hang on a second. Hold on, don't think we're sharing the right screen. We're going to be doing our master classes. I know I've mentioned that a few times today. I just want to get that in there. So I want to make sure that you all fully understand what is going to be included in our master classes.
one of the key things I get sometimes people say, well, you know, that was some great information, but I didn't get enough of it. Can someone come back and give me all the details? And in an hour's time, there's no way that we're going to be able to get all the information, all the details out to you. So we're asking that you subscribe and like to our YouTube channel so that you can stay up on the announcements. And then also go to our website over the next few days. We're going to be uploading more classes, more webcasts. The webcasts are at no cost, featured through the AK Legacy Foundation. Our master classes, some of them will have a cost associated with them, but that's because of the materials and the speakers that we're bringing on and the information. Roughly a master class could cost anywhere between $350 and up. Our classes for on behalf of the AK Legacy Foundation, we have partnered with some awesome men and women in business that have agreed to come and just give us a really solid master class. They're not going to hold back. They're going to give us all the meat, all the detail. But the classes should range between $25 and $50 or so. All the details will be posted on our website. These classes will begin in January. Those are the master classes that will be held in the evening times and on some Saturday morning. Now, Ask the Experts will continue every Wednesday, 11 a.m. Central. So if you would like to be a guest on our Ask the Experts, send us an email. Go to our website. We have it, a contact tab on there. We already have our panelist form. If you have a skill or an expertise that you would like to share with our audience, please go and fill that out. And at any point, if you want to watch the full replay of any of the snippets that you saw today with Mr. Orhan or Ms. Natasha, go to our website, click on Ask the Experts, and there you will find the full length video. And you can also contact them directly on their social media pages. It has been a great pleasure with you guys today. And next week, we're going to come back with some more information. I don't know if it's going to be next week or the week after, but we are going to also replay some of the women's conference. The AK Legacy Foundation had their annual Women in Business conference. Guys, don't go anywhere. It's for guys too. It just so happened that the ladies spearheaded the conference. So guys, stick around too as well. We're going to replay some snippets of that conference as well. We're going to have, so next week, over the next couple of weeks, we're going to highlight some of our 2020 webcasts. And like I said, once again, I'm just going to keep saying it. Go to our website, find out more about financial literacy, business development, find out how you can give a donation and also volunteer to the AK Legacy Foundation. We are having some great things coming up this month for our charity spotlights. We are going to be visiting two charities this month. One is Compassionate Heart Adult Center located in Magnolia, Mississippi, and one is Saul's Light NICU Charity located in New Orleans, Louisiana. We are bringing some items of need to both of these facilities, or both of these charities rather. So we ask that you go on our website, make a donation. No donation is too small, none is too big, but we greatly appreciate it, and that will help us to continue our efforts in bringing financial literacy and business development to our community. We greatly appreciate you all. You all have a great day. And remember, I am Candy Martin of martinbusinesssolution.com. You can reach out to me there. I also do have a no-cost consultation that can give you an opportunity to ask some questions and find out more about what it is, about the services that I offer. And once again, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Comment below. And so I did not forget about the door prize. So anyone that are watching live, because by the time you watch the replay, I've been already gave the door prize away. So if you're watching live, go to our website. So this is what you got to do. Go to our website and go to the contact us page. Put in the contact, where they're going to ask you your name, your email, and they're going to say, how can we serve you? And you put in the message that you want a ticket to a master class, and you will be awarded a ticket to one of the master classes. We have right now 8 master classes lined up, and you'll be able to choose from any one of those master classes. So let's see, it is now 12 p.m. Central Standard Time. So I'm going to give you guys until 2 p.m. today, 2 p.m. Central Standard Time on December the 9th, 2020, 2 p.m. Central Standard Time. So you have roughly 2 hours to go to our website and put in the comment that you would like your complimentary ticket to any one of the master classes of your choice. The master classes will start in January and will run through February thus far. So you put it in, you go to our website, go to our contact us tab, leave us a comment and put in there that you would like a complimentary ticket to a masterclass. You will be awarded a ticket. So that's an unlimited amount. So one per person. So go now, you have 2 hours. And once again, thank you all for watching and staying with us to the end. You all have a great day. Bye-bye.